Hello everyone, good morning everyone. So right now I just came to visit the Victoria Memorial, which is built in the memory of the Queen Victoria during the British India time, who served as the one of the longest serving monarchy from the Great Britain during the British ruled in India, who was a first queen and the great grandmother of the Queen Elizabeth. So this is the view of the Queen Victoria Memorial. I am going to explore, so let's stay at with me and explore together with me. And I will explain very well in details about the Queen Victoria Terminal. Sorry, not terminal, because Queen Victoria Terminal built in Mumbai. So I am going to explore the Queen Victoria Memorial. So let's stay with me. Thank you so much. So this is the ticket counter. I have to first book and take the ticket from here, and we can see for garden the ticket price is 30 rupees, and for museum and gallery it is 50 rupees. So and for foreign national ticket it is 500 rupees, shark countries ticket 100 rupees, and so these are the ticket price. So I took the ticket for museum, gallery and garden also. So I am going, so let's stay together with me and go together with me to explore and learn lots of things regarding the places. So we can see this is the statue of Queen Victoria just in front of the entrance gate of the Queen Victoria Memorial. So lots of person are also taking and clicking the selfie, and must please watch the complete video because I am going to explain in details about the Queen Victoria Memorial and lots of historical places like William Fort, British East India Company and everything, the Indian Museum and the British monarchy and in details. So even we know about that Victoria Memorial. This is the entrance and this is the canal. This is the cannon just in front of the Victoria Memorial, which was used by the British during the Battle of Plassey during the Robert Clive and Sirajuddin Daulah battle. So I am going. So this is the way which I am going inside the Victoria Memorial from this entrance gate, and there are some idols and a statue also from Britishers. So I am going. So even the Victoria Memorial is the large marble monument on the Maidan in central Kolkata, having its entrance of the Queen's Way. The main entrance of the gate is located at the Queen's Way, which is named on the British Queen Victoria only. So even Maidan is the largest park in Asia, which is located in Kolkata, where the Victoria Memorial exists here. So let's learn lots of things about the places. So even it was built, the Queen Victoria Memorial was built between 1906 and 1921 by the British Raj, and it is dedicated to the memory of Queen Victoria, the Empress of India from 1876 to 1901 during her death. So in 1901, after the death of Queen Victoria, Lord Curzon, the Governor General of India, proposed to build a memorial in honor of the Queen Victoria. So if I am also going inside close to the Victoria Memorial, so we can see there is a statue of the Lord Curzon also in front of the Victoria Memorial. So I will say about that. So the Prince of Wales, later King George V, placed the first stone on January 1st, 1906 in the memory of Queen Victoria, who was a mother of the King George V. So the memorial was designed by the British architect Williams Emerson, and garden was designed by the Vincent Each, and lots of designer also an architect. So it is the largest monument to a monarch anywhere in the world, and it stands at the 64 acres of garden, and it is now a museum under the control of the Ministry of Culture, Government of India. So we can see there is a park also. Lots of persons and travelers are also coming and taking and sitting here in the park and enjoying and feeling the moment here. So still I am going slowly because I have to learn and explore lots of things about this place, because it is a great history regarding the British monarch in India from the after the Battle of Plassey, like Victoria Memorial, William Fort, Eden Garden, and also the Indian Museum, Kolkata High Court, all are established and located on the same way, close to under the 500 to 1 kilometer under the area, every places. So really it's a very greeny and very natural place. We can see there is also a lake is also available here. So just I came here and lots of person are also taking the sheer selfie and photographs. So even it possesses prominent features of the Indo-Saracenic architecture. The architecture or design of this Victoria Memorial is a Saracenic Indo architecture. So the Victoria Memorial was completed and formally opened to the public in December 1921 by the Prince of Wales, the future Edward VIII, and a small Victoria Memorial was constructed in the Hardoi district in northwestern provinces and that time, and in modern time which is located in Uttar Pradesh in Hardoi district. So which has converted into a city club for recreations in Hardoi, Uttar Pradesh. So even Mahatma Gandhi also addressed in Hardoi in 1930 in the same place, Queen Victoria, that is a small in Hardoi. So come on here. So let's see. We can see there is a one of the statue which is looking from here. That is a statue of the Lord Curzon, who started to build the Queen Victoria Memorial in the memory of Queen Victoria, who was the longest serving monarchy of British in her reign. So the design of the memorial is in Indo-Saracenic style, mixing British and Mughal elements, Ventian and Egyptian and Deccan. So let's see, explore to the Victoria Memorial, which is dedicated to Queen Victoria. So I'm also feeling so awesome here to come in the visit and Victoria Memorial, which built in the memory of Queen Victoria, who is one of the longest ruling monarchy of the British Empire. So let's see in the view and explore together too. Really it's a very unique and amazing place, and also I am feeling so good here. So we can see it is very old, and even it is a part of the British East India Company monarch were ruled from the there, and the name was given to the Queen Victoria, so who was a grandmother of the Queen Elizabeth II, and so is located in British India besides the East India Company, and also there is a Fort William and Indian Museum, and also the many more places which is related with the Victoria and the British Empire. So really it's a very unique place, and I'm also feeling so amazing here. So let's go together with me, and we can see the view nowadays. Really is also well maintained nowadays also. So let's stay update with me and let's go together with me. Thank you so much. So even the design of the memorial is in Indo-Saracenic style, mixing British and Mughal elements, Ventian, Egyptians and Deccan architecture, and it is constructed with the white Makarana marble. So on the top of the central dome of the memorial is 16 feet figure of the Angels of Victory by each design on there. So we can see that right now the Lord Curzon statue is just in front of the Victoria Memorial, which is visible clearly from here, who started and divided and ruled in India during the British India from Bengal and Bangladesh. Divide and rule, he started the policy with Lord Curzon. So this is the statue of Lord Curzon in front of the Victoria Memorial. So even the Victoria Memorial has 25 galleries, and these includes the Royal Gallery, the National's Leader Galleries, the Portrait Gallery, Central Hall, the Sculpture Gallery, the Arms and Armory Gallery, and the New the new age or the newer gallery. And so these are the gallery about the Victoria Memorial. So the Victoria Memorial has the largest single collections of the works of the Thames Daniel and his nephew Williams Daniel, and it's also a collection of the rare of the antiquarian books such as the illustrated works of the William Shakespeare, the Arabian Nights, and the books about the Kathak dance and the Merry music. So in front of the memorial there is the statue of Lord Curzon. Also already I explained about that is visible from here. So the Victoria Gallery displays the portraits of the Queen Victoria and her husband Prince Albert. And then so let's see, the view is looking so unique, and then I'm also feeling so amazing here and so awesome I am feeling here. So after coming the British Victoria Memorial, which is located in Kolkata close to the Indian Museum, and we can see many more tourist persons and tourist visitors and even foreigners are also coming to visit this Victoria Memorial, which is the memory of the Queen Victoria and British monarch in Kolkata and Fort William from the British East India Company. So let's see the view and explore to get me. So really it's a so natural and greeny place. Also we can see the beauty of these places, like also so natural here, so many decorated plants, trees, and lots of things are available in this garden in front of the Victoria Memorial. So I am feeling so awesome here after coming and exploring all over the places here which is located in Victoria Memorial and garden. And because it is also the symbol of Kolkata, just like a Habra Rabindra Setu bridge. Already also with the Rabindra Setu bridge, and we can see the view really. I don't have any explanation regarding the Victoria Terminal, how it is looking. Even the architecture of this British Victoria Memorial also designed and made in the British monarch only. So look at this and stay updated with me and explore to get me. Thank you so much. So again I am going to explain that Victoria Galleries displayed the portraits of Queen Victoria and her husband Prince Albert, and the Victoria weddings to the Prince Albert in 1840 and the wedding of the Prince of the Wales Edward VII to the Alexandra of Denmark in 1863, who was a son of the Queen Victoria Edward VII. So the name of queens and kings are, I am going to explain something about this. So Queen Victoria, who got married with the Queen Victoria and the King Prince Albert. Queen Alexandra of the the first Queen Victoria with Prince Albert, Queen Alexandra and Edward VII, Queen Mary, King George V, Wallis Simpson, Edward VIII, and Elizabeth the mother, and after that Elizabeth II and Prince Philip. And then Charles III is the current king of the British from Birmingham Palace, because after the death of Queen Elizabeth, who died on 8 September in 2022. So after that the current king of the current king of the British and England is the King Charles III, who is a son of the Queen Elizabeth II. So it's all about that. So I am going, and this is the place which is located just in all over the British administration place, which was William Fort, is also located 1 kilometer away. Eden Garden is here. Indian Museum is also located 1 kilometer away from the here, along with the Kolkata High Court. So even the Fort William is a fort in the Hastings, Kolkata, and it was built during the early years of the British administration of Bengal at that time. And this place located in Hastings because of the Warren Hastings, who was the first governor of the Bengal of the British India Company, who worked as a clerk and printer. So even It is sites on the eastern banks of the river Hooghly, the major distributary of the river Ganges, which is called River Ganges. So even one of the Kolkata's most enduring British era military fortifications other than those in Bombay and Madras, St. Fort George in Madras established. So even the Job Charnock is often considered the founder of the Kolkata, but the Kolkata High Court ruled in 2003 that he is not the founder. The court ruled that the city originated from the Mauryan and Gupta periods, and the name Calicut was also mentioned in the roll rent of the Mughal king Akbar and in the Mansa Mughal of the Bengali poetry Bipra Das. So in 1690, Job Charnock, an agent of the East India Company, established a laundering post in the area in 1698. The company purchased this village from a local landlord Sultanati Kolkata and the Govindpur, that is a mix of the Kolkata nowadays, which is so Kolkata is made from the Sultanati Kolkata and Govindpuram from the Job Charnock. So in 1715, the British completed construction of the old fort. In 1712, a civil court was also established in the city, and the first mayor Hallwell was appointed. So even the fort, William Fort, was captured by the Sirajuddin Daulah. So again Britishers made the new fort in Kolkata, and Sirajuddin Daulah made the name of Alipur. So even the Kolkata comes from the Bengali term Kikila, which means the flat area, and the fort was named after the King William Fort. So in front of the fort is the Maidan, the largest park in our country India, the Maidan. So an internal guard room become the black hole of the Kolkata today, and the Hello, hi everyone. So at this time I just reached to the Queen Victoria Memorial, and let's see the view of this Queen Victoria Memorial. Still is looking so well because of the we can see the design and architectures of the building of Queen Victoria Memorial, which is a palace of the Queen Victoria, which was the one of the popular and longest serving monarchy of British Empire from Britain. So let's see who was a great grandmother of the Queen Elizabeth, who ruled the British who ruled over India from the Britain. So let's see the view of Queen Victoria, because it is the located just close to the Fort William, which is one of the fort which was built by the British in Kolkata, which was under the British East India Company. So let's see the view of this monument, Queen Victoria Memorial. So really it's a very amazing and very unique place. We can see how it is, the architecture and looks of the building and palace is so unique because of it was built in the British architecture style. So I am also feeling so well here after coming to visit this historical place, and I also visit lots of historical place in Kolkata, such as the also just close to the Victoria Memorial. I also visited the Birla Planetarium or St. Paul's Cathedral Church and William Fort and much more places, along with Indian Museum also. So this is the view, and explore together with me. Thank you so much. So today the fort is the headquarters of the Eastern Command of the Indian Army from 1947 to till now, and before the site was controlled by the Bengal Subah before the 1757. Then it was controlled by the British East India Company from 1757 to 1858. Then it comes under the British Raj from 1858 to 1947. And Nowadays under the control of Indian Army of Eastern Commander. So the Battle of Plassey was a decisive victory of the British East India Company under the leadership of the Robert Clive over the Nawab of Bengal and his French allies on 23 June 1757. So Robert Clive was paid £1 million equivalent to 33 pound in modern time in 2023 by the Jagat Seth, formerly rich Indian family businessman group, a wealthy merchant banker and money lender from the Murshidabad in Bengal during the time of the Nawabs of Bengal to defeat Sirajuddin Daulah. And the East India Company also paid by the Jagat Seth also £1. So the victory was made possible by the defection of the Mir Jafar Nawab Sirajuddin Daulah commanders in the chief, who was also paid by the Jagat Seth. So Mir Jafar is known as the puppet of Britishers from that time. So the battle helped the British East India Company take control of the Bengal in 1772. Over the next 100 years, they continued to expand their control over the vast territories in the rest of the Indian subcontinent, including the Burma also. So it is a very big historical place here. So Robert Clive, who also known as the Clive of India, was the first British governor of the Bengal Presidency, and Robert Clive has been widely regarded as and credited for laying the foundation of the British East India Company (EIC) rule in India, Bengal. So he began as a writer or an office clerk for the British East India Company (EIC) in 1744 and established company rule in the Bengal by winning the Battle of Plassey in 1757 against Sirajuddin Daulah, who was a Nawab of Murshidabad and Bengal. So John Mildenhall came to India via land route in 1599, who was the first Britishers to came in India by the land and reached the court of the Akbar Mughal Emperor and discussion in 1603, and he was often called as the first Englishman recorded to be buried in India in Ajmer after his death. So the Rolfe Fitch, the first Englishman to travel overland to India from England in 1583, and then Sir William Hawkins was the first Englishman to arrive in India by sea route in 1608 at Surat port. So Hawkins was representative of the British East India Company, and William Hawkins was the first Englishman to arrive India by sea route in 1608, and William Hawkins travelled to the Agra to seek permission from the Emperor Jahangir, who was a son of the Akbar. He took permission from Jahangir to build a factory in Bengal. So the first European to arrive in India by sea route was a Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese explorer in the 1498 at the Calicut port in Kerala, who came to do trade regarding the spice in Kerala at that time. So even King George V was the first British king to visit in India along with his wife Queen Mary. So King George V and Queen Mary visited India in 1911 to attend the Delhi Darbar, a ceremony to mark their coronation as the Emperor and Empress of India. So this visit also included a declaration that the capital of India would be moved from Kolkata to Delhi in 1911, and the Gateway of India, also built by George White in the memory of King George V and Queen Mary to visit in Mumbai in India. So even Warren Hastings, an Englishman, a statesman who was the first governor of Bengal at that time, of the Bengal presidency of the Fort William and Bengal, and the head of the Supreme Council of the Bengal, and the first de facto Governor General of India. He worked as a work clerk for the British East India Company. So the first Governor General of India was Lord William Bentinck, and the office of the Governor General of India was related by the Governor of India Act of 1833, which changed the title of Governor General of Bengal to Governor General of India. And Lord William Bentinck also abolished the sati practice in 1828 with the help of the Raja Ram Mohan Ray's campaign. And Lord Canning was the first Viceroy of India, lasted for 4 years between 1858 and 1862. So Lord Louis Mountbatten was the Viceroy of India, serving from 1947 to 1948, and Lord Mountbatten was also the first Governor General of India after the country gained independence from the British, and during his tenure British India was partitioned into India and Pakistan two parts. So C. Rajagopalachari was the last Governor General of India, and he was the first and only one Indian to hold the position, and his tenure marked the end of the role of India transitions to a republic. So C. Rajagopalachari was a member of the Indian National Congress and supporter of Mahatma Gandhi. He was involved in non-cooperation movement, Quit India movement, and Baikom Satyagraha and the Dandi March. So he was also the editor of the Gandhi's newspaper Young India, and he was the chief minister of the Madras in 1952, and he was also the first recipient of the Bharatna India's the highest civilian award, along with the Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan and the C.V. Raman. So this is all about it. So right now I just came out from the Victoria Memorial, and we can see there are some royal chariots. So once again, thank you so much. And I am going to explore lots of things. So I hope all this is the all story from the British Empire to this time till 1947. Thank you.